Hey, how's everybody doing? I want to talk to you about the Karen Reed case. The first thing I want to talk about is Karen Reed. Karen Reed is as innocent as the day is long. And I'm going to run you by a bunch of experiences I've had in my lifetime. We're going to parties and everybody drinking and this and that. I went to parties with girls I dated, and they didn't want to come in, okay, because they didn't know anybody. Everybody's drinking, and I would be like, "Well, I'm going in. I was invited. I'll catch you later," and that's it. And you go in the house, and you hang out with people that invited you. Now, was he invited with people that really liked him? Maybe not. But I've been to parties where people didn't like me and I went in. Because you're drinking. You don't give a shit. But the problem here is with this case is they're trying to blame her that she backed into him and killed him on the side of the road. Well, let me run something by you. Okay? When you back into somebody with a car, this is a guaranteed fact. You don't need professionals or experts. When you get hit, you don't go to the side. Whether a car ricochets you, you're going to just spin and fall right there. And your cell phone ain't going to be in your hand with a glass. What are you holding, two things? I mean, come on. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. Okay? Normally, your cell phone's in your pocket. And if he left the bar with a drink and he's drinking, that drink is empty. Okay? He ain't getting out of the car and going into somebody's house with a glass in his hand. Because he knows he goes into the house, he's going to be able to get a drink. Okay? I mean, it's common sense. And not only that, a taillight is to the waist of your body. Okay? Unless he bent down and went, oh shit, here comes a car. No. When you're drinking, you're going to stand there and go, oh, she'll stop. Or whatever. Just common sense. Okay? It's impossible she did that. It's snowing. You hear tires spinning in the snow, on the ice, on the road. It's all bullshit. This whole case is bullshit. She didn't want to go in with him because she knew the Brian Higgins thing, because that was discussion on the way to the house. And John O'Keefe probably said, I'll get to the bottom of this. He's calling you, texting you. That's why she don't go into the house with him. Because that's the topic of this evening's story. He went in there, drunk too, acting like, oh, I could just take on the whole house. That could be true. But when you got a whole house of people that are family, you're kind of on the loser side of that situation. But listen, nobody meant to kill him. But I guarantee you, in that basement, there's weightlifting equipment. He might have got pushed, hit his head. Maybe they felt like, oh shit. Or they were beating him up and then he hit his head. That's how he got all the scratches. And don't forget about the German Shepherd. Oh, that's a guarantee. Those are dog bites. I've seen dog bites. That's what that is. That's not from a fucking taillight. Trust me, it's not from a fucking taillight. Impossible. And the taillight fragments don't go flying where your body lands. The taillight pieces are going to be right in the fucking street where you got struck. That's a story. Okay? And then when you got Jen McCabe talk texting, let me straighten this out for you. talk texting. Haas long to die in the cold. Haas long. That's a drunk person talk texting. That's why it came out that way. Because I drink, I talk text, my shit comes out fucked up. Because I can type when I'm drinking and I can spell pretty good. That's talk texting. That's what her defense should find out, if it was a talk text or a type text. I don't know if you can tell them two apart, but that tells you she's drunk. They were all drunk. All of them were drunk. And that's it. And I'm going to tell you what happened is. Brian Higgins and him got in a fight. Brian Albert might have got involved, and the dog Chloe's going to stick up for the fucking owner of the house, and the dog was biting his arm. Then he cracked his head. Then they fucked him up. Two cops got to get out of the jam, and this is what they did. They dragged him to the front. He might have not have been dead, but they put him to the front like maybe she hit him with the car. He was drunk. He's going to wake up and go, oh, fuck, what happened to me? But too bad that backfired. He died. They didn't plan on that part. They could have walked him to the curb. Yeah, they took his shoe off, put the cell phone next to him, did all that shit. Oh, guaranteed. Because your shoe don't fly off your feet if you get backed into a car in the snow with sleety street. You know, the cops know that. When you get hit with a car, you come out of your shoes. Yeah, notice I say shoes, not shoe. That shoe came off in the house when he was being fucking probably beat the shit out of, and maybe the dog ripped it off his foot. Come on, taillight pieces in his jacket? Get the fuck out of here. That's so fucking not true. That's all planned bullshit. And the defense knows it. And then you're wasting taxpayer dollars on this case. You should have never, ever been prosecuted. Ever. This ain't the OJ trial. This is an innocent woman spending all her money, got to sell her house. All this bullshit. Why? Because you got cops involved. And here's another thing. I got family that's cops. If there's a cop dead on a cop's lawn, the whole fucking neighborhood is outside. Nobody? Cop flashing lights, all that bullshit? And the owner of the house don't even go, what the fuck's going on? Bullshit. I'm going to tell you two key things to this case. Brian Albert not coming outside, and Jen McCabe's talk text. Not text, talk text. Those two right there, she should be walking free. That's the end of the conversation. That's it. Those two things right there. He don't come to it's a cover-up. It's a total cover-up. There's no way around it. No way around it. None. No way possible. And I'm serious. I mean, how can a car back into somebody and they're to the right side of the road, thrown 10 feet or what? It's such bullshit. You got to get hit like fucking like flying to ricochet that far. And you would spin. You wouldn't go flying. I mean, it's common sense. You don't need an expert to hire and say, what happens when a car backs into you? Well, if you're straight on with it, you're going straight back. You're not going to ricochet. And if it catches you on the corner, it's going to knock you still to the back, not to the side. It's impossible. And you're not going to have taillight pieces all over the snow. Are you kidding me? That taillight is breaking right in the street. Done. If it even broke to begin with. I know what happened with the taillight. You see the video where she backs into John O'Keefe's car in the driveway, put a little crack in it. She picks up Jen McCabe and all them the next morning looking for him. Jen happens to notice the taillight's cracked. Oh, we can add this to our story. It's exactly what the fuck happened. Miss, how long does it take to die in the cold? Miss Genius. Her text message is going to bury all of them. Miss Taillight Genius. Oh, your Taillight Genius shit is forget about it. It's over. If she gets off Karen Read and there's no more investigation, we're going to have to start some kind of fucking YouTube channel for a prosecution and start looking at other people. Not them meatballs they got prosecuting right now. Not those idiots. And the judge is a moron to begin with. Substain. She should check herself for stains. Shakes like a leaf. You know, when somebody shakes like that, normally you got an alcohol problem. Not mentioning no names, but normally when you shake like that, you got an alcohol problem. It ain't because, oh, I just got some bad news. You know, this could be serious. You've heard a million fucking cases in your life. This one's making you shake like that. Nah. You know, you got a thing called closet drinkers. You know what I mean? And I don't mean just sitting in your living room. I mean really a closet drinker. Like you sit in a closet by yourself and drink so nobody sees you. You know, that's the thing. And I'm not going to mention names on who I'm talking about, but maybe you can figure it out. But anyway, I'm just going to tell you something right now. Number one, dog bites all day. That's them fighting and the dog getting involved. That's it. But there's only two things you got to think about in this case. Brian Albert not coming outside with a dead cop on his lawn. Number two, talk texting. Notice how I say talk texting. How long it takes to die in the cold. I don't care if that's 6:30. I don't care if that's 12:30. 2 days after the accident. That is the dead giveaway of the case. And the prosecution should drill, baby, drill. Just like Donald Trump says. Drill, baby, drill. Because who in their right mind would text that? Who? Who in their right mind would text that? If that was my friend laying there, and I'm there the next morning when they all found him, I'm not going to Google how long does it take to die in the cold. No, I'm going to be too concerned to save my friend and go and try to figure out what the hell happened. You don't Google that. You Google that because you leave him on the lawn and how long will it take for him to be dead before anybody finds him. That makes sense. And Brian Albert, he had all his puppets in a row. Okay, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. That's exactly how that shit went down. They might have ambushed the guy when he came in the house. Okay? That's what probably happened. They set him up. Yeah, make him come over and I'll confront him. I'm Brian Higgins. I like his girlfriend. Fuck him. Let's invite him over. Yeah. Or John O'Keefe said, why you texting my girlfriend at the party? Like a normal guy would do. And it got heated. And now you got two guys against one, technically. Brian Albert and Higgins. And he got overpowered, and he might have hit his head really bad. Maybe they felt no pulse. Could have been dead in the basement. Who knows? We'll never know that part. But they figured, fuck it. He's still got a pulse. Let's just throw him by the curb. We'll blame her. You know what I mean? He fell and hit his head. Maybe he tripped in the snow and hit it on the fire hydrant. Maybe they didn't figure all this in until the next day when they saw the cracked taillight and said, oh, we could set her up with that. Let's break the rest, throw it on the grass. Yeah. I'm just telling you this right now. She's innocent as the day is long. Period. And that's a fact. Yeah. That's it. Cop dies on your lawn. Cop that lives there don't come out. That's shady. That's hiding shit. Everybody knows it. But that's the two things where they should have never prosecuted this case. Ever. They should have said, wait a minute. We prosecute this. And she gets off. They're coming after the rest of us. That's what's probably going to happen. Because somebody killed him. And it wasn't her. And right now, they're sweating their balls off. They're praying she gets something. Manslaughter charge. DUI, we can't prove the case. Something like that. So it takes the heat off of them. But any real prosecutor will go after that crew. And you will get a conviction on who really did it. And I'm signing out. I usually don't make videos, but I really believe in her because the money that girl spent, sold her house, owes a ton of money. This is what America is. They could try to prosecute anybody, especially when there's law enforcement involved. You're fighting sometimes a losing battle. But she's not fighting a losing battle because there's no way they can find her guilty. Because if she's lying, wow. Then I'll tell you anybody in this country can lie because I guarantee you she's not. Peace. Have a good day. Gotta go.